From a book that he wrote in 2000, he said this: "I really am convinced we're in danger of the sort of terrorist attack that will make the bombing of the World Trade Center look like kids playing with firecrackers. No sensible analyst rejects this possibility, and plenty of them, like me, are not wondering if, but when it will happen." Rich Lowry, editor of the National Review and a Fox News.
What I won't do is take in 200,000 Syrians who could be ISIS. John, I've been watching this migration, and I see the people. I mean, they're men. They're mostly men, and they're strong men. These are physically young, strong men. They look like prime-time soldiers. Now, it's probably not true, but where are the women? You see some women, you see some children, but for the most part, I'm looking at these strong men. So you ask two things. Number one, why aren't they fighting for their country? And number two, I don't want these people coming over here. 200,000 people. This could be the greatest Trojan horse. This could make the Trojan horse look like peanuts if these people turned out to be a lot of ISIS. Now it's such a mess over there with everybody involved, and the airspace is very limited. You know, it's not that big an area. The airspace is very limited. So now you have, what are we going to start, World War III over Syria? I always thought Merkel was like this great leader. What she's done in Germany is insane. It's insane. They're having all sorts of attacks. They're having
letting in
that many people. What they should do is the countries should all get together, including the Gulf states who have nothing but money. They should all get together and they should take a big swath of land in Syria and they should do a safe zone for people so that they could have a safe where they could live. And then ultimately go back to their country, go back to where they came from.
Does the U.S. get involved in making that safe zone?
I would help them economically, even though we own $19 trillion.
You and Vladimir Putin are showing strength. Do you have similarities with Vladimir Putin?
That I would probably get along with him very well, and I don't think you'd be having the kind of problems that you're having right now. And as far as him attacking ISIS, I'm all for it. If he wants to be bombing the hell out of ISIS, which he's starting to do, if he wants to be bombing ISIS, let him bomb him, John. Let him bomb him.
A few thoughts now on the obviously organized efforts of some members of the media and media outlets, establishment and otherwise, to discount or discredit Donald Trump's geopolitical grasp, policies, and his perspective, especially when it comes to national security, terrorism, and border security. Here's what Trump said to my colleague Maria Bartiromo nearly 2 months ago.
Go to Brussels, go to Paris, go to different places. There's something going on, and it's not good, where they want Sharia law, where they want this, where they want things that, you know, there has to be some assimilation. There is no assimilation. I was in Brussels a long time ago, 20 years ago. So beautiful, everything's so beautiful. It's like living in a hellhole right now.
Trump's comments at the time were quickly mocked by the left and some of his rivals for the Republican nomination. The New York Times mocked him outright, running this headline: "Donald Trump finds new city to insult, Brussels." And I'll bet the editors are wishing they had that headline back now. The city's mayor, by the way, told the Times, "We don't react. We don't react to Mr. Trump's comments." That was back in January. And here we are tonight, 2 months later, Trump looking far-sighted and, as is so often the case, accurate in his outlook. The attacks by radical Islamist terrorists in Brussels today only spurring the Republican frontrunner to renew his calls for tighter border security and an end to the visa waiver program.
I would close up our borders to people until we figure out what is going on. This is what I've been saying for a long time, and I guess it's at least a small part of the reason why I'm the #1 front runner. Right. I mean, people are very concerned about this, and they're very concerned about the security of this country.
And Trump has proven to be remarkably prescient on a wide range of issues and challenges, whether border security, illegal immigration, Chinese trade, or North Korean aggression. In his June campaign announcement, Trump warned about the release of criminal illegal immigrants, and just weeks before Kate Steinle was murdered by an illegal immigrant who had re-entered the country numerous times, despite being a 5-time convicted felon. As Trump complained of unfair trade deficits with China, those deficits rose ever higher, And last year, the United States posted another record high trade deficit with China, even as our economy slowed dramatically. His opponents and detractors are loath to credit him with setting the political campaign agenda. They'd much rather mock him. They'd much rather make snide remarks. They would much rather do anything but credit him. But that is exactly what he's done since he's entered the race 9 months ago. He has earned plaudits for setting the agenda for the GOP race. Talk radio personality Glenn Beck has declared that Senator Ted Cruz is fulfilling a prophecy of the Mormon Church. Now, that may be, but I think Beck might also want to take a look at Trump's record. He's been downright prophetic in some of his soothsaying. I'm not sure Trump rises to the level of a prophet, but he's certainly the oracle of Mar-a-Lago, because he sure does seem to get lucky when he thinks. And let's talk about luck for a moment. The quotation of the evening. This one from Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who puts luck in some perspective. FDR said, quote, "I think we consider too much the good luck of the early bird and not enough the bad luck of the early worm." We're coming right back. Stay with us.